Welcome back, guys. Now, I have a question for you. Do you like body horror? Do you like messed up mutations? Do you like practical effects? Do you like non ridiculous, over the top Hollywood rubbish? Yeah, I thought you did. That's probably why you're watching this. Because if that's the case, I've got a recommendation for you. Strange Nature. I kind of had a pretty good time with this, and I'm gonna give this the old Cats and Conspiracy seal of approval. As I always say, is this a masterpiece? No, of course it's not a masterpiece, but how many films are masterpieces? Did I have fun with this? Was I impressed with some of the effects, some of the old school practical effects, and some of them were a little bit shocking? Yeah, I was pretty impressed, and I'm surprised this has not got more love than it has. There's a few people I've had a little look on IMDb saying the same thing. Like, why the low rating? Why has this not got the love that it deserves? And yeah, it's not a polished product, but you can tell that some heart has gone into this. Enjoyable, definitely enjoyable. So this tells the story. There's a clue in the picture there of what's going to happen. This tells the story of our characters here, um, who go. Her and her son. It's not mega explained as to what is happening or why, but from what we do find revealed is that she was some kind of pop star at one point and she had some sort of one hit wonder, brief career in the pop industry, which never took off or something like that. She's got a kid, and the film kind of opens with her driving to um, stay with her dad, and he is suffering. I think he's got a form of cancer or something that he is suffering from. So she's going to go and stay with him, with her kid. Um, and as the kid says early on, he's like, "Yeah, we're going here because we're broke. We've got no money, basically." So they're going out to. I mean, to me, like she's like, "Oh, look at this," and the kid's like, "Oh, look at this." But to me, this is like heaven. He's living in this, this shack by this lake, no one around. And I think there's a bit in it where he says something about the neighbours, and she goes, "Oh, I thought we had no neighbours." Now, from a guy coming from England, we basically got people like this, like just living almost in every direction. We can't breathe in this country. To see something like that, where he actually says that if a fence is a good deterrent, a lake is even better, or something like that. I mean, that's just my fantasy. Anyway, that's me rambling on about my fantasies of where I'd like to live. So she goes and stays with her dad, and um, I actually quite like her dad. Initially, he is a little bit strange, but you can tell he's got a good heart, and he is trying his best with her and with the kid, and he's quite good at bonding with the kid, in a man to man way. It's quite nice to see. Um, she's kind of likable as well. She's kind of sweet. I struggle with a little bit because she's got a bit of a strange. She has a bit of a strange look. Like they've obviously tried to make her hair look a bit crazy, like she was, you could tell she was a pop star. Yeah, she's got a bit of a strange look, but she is kind of sweet, and I did kind of like her, and I liked her sort of the protective nature that she has for the people there. Uh, this film gets described as like an eco thriller, which to me sounds like it's a bit of a wokeathon, but I never actually got that feeling when I was watching it. So anyway, so she moves to stay with her dad. There's no money, blah blah blah, and as she's kind of getting familiar with the situation, they and her kid stumble across what appears to be deformed frogs, and they've got like extra limbs and weird legs and things going on. And even that, I was like, how have they done that? Are there actually deformed frogs that they're using, or have they like glued legs onto them or something? Because even that looked good, like it looked creepy and genuine. Um, so she's kind of getting it on with the school science teacher or whatever, which is strange because he seems a bit boring. But again, his heart's in the right place. And they're examining these frogs, investigating these frogs, and everybody seems to be a bit blasé about it. And she's a bit concerned. And the thing I find strange is her immediate thought is, "Oh, what are the pesticides they're using in this?" Because she sees a crop spray, and she's like, "What are the pesticides they're using?" So she goes to see the mayor and she speaks to him, and he's like, no, no, no. He's like, everything here we use has been approved. It's all been approved. It's all safe. And I'm like, yeah, things can be approved, but that don't mean anything. There's things that get approved. You pay the right person the right amount of money, and they will approve anything. To spray it over food for the plebs. That's us. So that doesn't mean anything. And he is he's quite frustrating actually. And he's actually one of the few actors in this that I recognised, which I like. I like watching films where I don't recognise people in them. That's not what I want to see. I'm kind of sick of all these celebrities. I just want to see normal people that I don't know. But I did slightly recognise him. I think I did have a look. He was in Single White Female, Groundhog Day. There's a few things he's done. I think he's done a lot of voiceover work as well. You will recognise him when you see him. So he's very dismissive, obviously. She goes back and starts to investigate a bit further, and you kind of get to see from a POV type perspective that something is attacking other people, and they find some chewed up animals and things like that. And then she kind of starts to speculate, well, what if this? Because initially, I think the mayor and the teacher are not really that bothered, and they're saying, oh, it's just something located to the water. And she's like, well, what if it extends beyond that? What if it starts to spread out and starts to affect us? And they all seem really blasé about it. Even her dad, who's like out in a boat the next day, going around in the lake. So they begin to wonder if this is having any effect on anything else. And definitely, I found the creepiest part of the film is, I mean, there's quite a few like hillbillies living around in this area, a few simpletons, and there's one of the women and she's pregnant, and you don't even click initially, but when she starts to give birth and you see there's serious problems there, you're like, I got a bad feeling about this. Kind of reminiscent of like The Fly, The Thing, and so she gives birth, and you can see like the midwife's like freaking out. The husband's like, "Oh my god," and she's like, "Oh no, I'm gonna love it no matter what." And she keeps it all hidden, and it's all wrapped up, and she's all hiding away. And so we've got the kid and the mum, and she goes round to like check on her. She's obviously a little bit suspicious, and she won't show her the baby, and she's like, "Come on, let me have a look," sort of thing. And eventually, you do get a look at this thing, and it's pretty damn scary. Practical effects. There's a lot of practical effects in this. There's also initially her dad's got a dog on the farm on this area, whatever it is, and when the kid turns up, he's like, "Hey, she's pregnant. There's going to be puppies," and the kid's all excited. And then you see one of the puppies born, and it's all like mega deformed and proper freaky. Again, great practical effects, really fantastic. It's so good to see practical effects again, and things escalate after that. I don't want to give too many spoilers. I don't think I'm spoiling anything particularly crazy in this film because it was a bit of fun and I enjoyed it. It's not like it's a twisty film I'm gonna ruin it if I tell you these things because I think you should definitely check this out. But there's a bit in it that just totally didn't make sense to me. It's almost as if they needed this to happen, but it didn't make sense. Where she's seeing his like science teacher, and all of a sudden she just jumps on him, has sex with him, and then she goes, oh, that's it. She goes to meet the mayor, and she's sitting there having dinner with him. And it's quite a gross scene. He's like eating all this salmon. She's like, oh my god, that smells disgusting. How can you eat that? He's like, it smells fine to me. And then she runs off and she's sick. And then all of a sudden she has like the cogs click into motion. She's like, oh my god, oh shit. She's thinking she's pregnant. And then this is the bit that confused me. Okay, so from that bit where she has the realization, the scene flips, and you see her in a doctor, like a hospital or wherever it is, surgery, whatever. And up on the screen in front of her, there's ultrasounds of a baby, which you would assume is her baby. Why else would it flick to this scene all of a sudden? So we're like, oh my god, it just reminds me of the scene in The Fly where she realizes she's pregnant. She's like, oh my god, I need this thing out of me. That's where I thought it was going to go. Then it kind of flicks on a bit further, and she's in a toilet doing a pregnancy test. I'm like, so what was the point of that scene a minute ago? Then did she go and see that she had a baby inside her, and then went and did a pregnancy test? I don't know. I didn't get that. But anyway, she's obviously freaking out because she is pregnant with a possible mutated baby. So I don't want to ramble about it anymore because all I want to do really is give this one a little recommendation, give it some love, get it out there. it's on Prime. If you've got Prime, you can go and watch this. It's pretty punchy. It's pretty short. There's quite an again the ending. I quite like the little ending. Nice little practical effect at the end. I kind of liked it. And I don't want to say too much more about it without giving too much away. It's a bit of fun. It's a bit schlocky. It's a bit campy, but well, I like that. What's wrong with that? I love that. And hats off to the guys that made this film. They put some effort into this, and the practical effects. Go and watch this if you're not interested in the storyline. Go and watch this for the practical effects alone because they're pretty good and they're a lot of fun. And then come back and say to me, yeah, that's much better than any of the CGI dribble that Hollywood's coming out with right now because they put some time and effort into it. So there you go, guys. It's called Strange Nature. It's on Prime. I'm giving it a recommendation, and it's not, like I said, it's not a masterpiece. Don't go expecting Interstellar or The Fly or The Thing or something incredible. This is a bit of fun, okay? You will have fun with this if you appreciate this kind of thing, appreciate some body horror, some practical effects. I think you're going to love this. Go and enjoy it. Strange Nature. Until next time, I'll see you again.